Welcome to the Holy Hops Tavern, a weekly show where the innkeepers are also the adventurers. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, John, for providing this magical workspace, the cobblestone.
If you make the fucking cobblestone comment again, Jesus Christ.
Judgy. I had to follow the gimmick. I am Dungeon Havoc.
I like it a lot, but it is very dry. I'm Meg at Bite Size Digital.
You're Gully. What do you mean?
I'm Gully.
We are off the rails today.
You just looked at me and I was
Meg
like,
just decided to do intros of everybody. Hi, I'm Meg.
All right. So last week, this bunch of fools confronted Ruloth, the mayor of Prison Bay, the location where their tavern is. They had recently found out that Magog, a person that once lived in the same village, murdered his family and moved to Gravitas. So, upon speaking to Ruloth, she offered a bounty for acquiring him and returning back with him so that he could find justice. They agreed to take on the job. They went to Gravitas, where they met Poppin, the twin brother of Pippin. And with that connection, they found the Fex gambling hall, where Magog was currently doing tiny blood sports of scorpions.
Asshole.
Yep. They then tricked him into going back to Prison Bay to collect gold for his recently sold house. He bought that hook, line, and sinker, and that is where our story continues on. It is the next morning. He has joined you on the bandwagon, and you are currently making your way back to Prison Bay. It is about a 4-hour trip. Your poor mule is pretty burdened right now. Moscow the mule. And what are you guys doing? He's the Magog, this human with this very trimmed haircut, is just kind of like living it up. He had a good night last night collecting various dues from the gambling hall. He also is looking forward to receiving some pretty coin from Ruloth from the house being sold to this new orcish couple. So, what are you guys doing?
You had said last time that as soon as he got in, you were going to shoot him and cover him in vine, so I just wasn't sure what the atmosphere is.
I feel like if we can keep him, that should be a
Last resort. Yeah, it seems like he's fine. He's happy right now. So, I mean, I think we
Not
should
the
just...
smartest guy in the world. To know
Definitely
that he's
not.
being brought back to collect money for a house where he left his dead family. Hasn't occurred to him at all.
I mean, so are we all like just telepathically like teenage bounty hunter style?
We're just staring at each other and reviewing things in our head.
Dun, 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 dun.
If you guys are attempting that level of nonsense, go ahead and give me a deception check, as you guys, I imagine, are actually kind of walking away, having conversations. So either deception or stealth, whichever one you would prefer.
I got it too.
That's
Alright.
great.
So is there any modifier on that?
It would be either charisma,
That
charisma,
means I have 4.
and deception or stealth, whichever one is
I got 20.
better for you. 20, you are doing fine.
I got 20.
You got 20. You guys are doing fine.
I got a
Oh,
4.
Gully.
So as you guys
The
are...
fact that John and I have worked together so long, or I'm sorry, the fact that
Oh, Quinto.
Quinto.
Quinto!
The fact that Quinto and I have worked together so long, really, it should give Meg advantage on that role. Just saying.
Uh-huh. So...
Sorry.
As you guys are wandering around, going down this pathway back to Prison Bay, you guys are having side conversations, being distracting. And while you two are off doing this nice side conversation, Magog actually is like, so how much was the bounty? And what was your immediate response to that?
The bounty for what?
Yeah, that was probably your great response to that question. For selling, not the bounty. That was a good response. How much am I getting for selling the house?
Oh, I don't know. She didn't tell me specifics. She just said to mention if you were there.
You're kind of sweating. Are you okay? You seem nervous.
We are in a jungle.
Ooh. I did sleep in a cart last night after gambling on some scorpions. I'm sorry if I'm not completely fresh.
Go ahead and give me one more roll.
I don't understand what I'm
This is
rolling
her-
for.
Come on, Meg.
Lying.
5. I have 5.
Oh, Meg, you're going to get us in trouble. We're going to have to kill this guy.
So it's like, I don't know. I'm just sweating. It was the gambling. Huh. He kind of side eyes you. Sure. Is she always like this? What's
Yes.
Yes. She had a lot to drink last night.
all right? So she doesn't know how much I'm getting. You guys didn't mention a set price last night. So what did Ruloth say?
That we didn't need to know that. We just needed to do this for her. We kind of owe her money.
Give me a deception check. Charisma deception. That is a straight up lie.
It's my charisma. Oh, it's a 16.
All right. He goes, all right, that makes sense. You really need a towel.
I
Thank you.
used druid
Wow,
craft
you're really
to make
rude.
her face dry.
That's like a really rude thing to say. We're giving you a ride.
I
Well,
use druid
get
craft
money.
like prestidigitation.
you're apparently getting paid for this, so what do I care?
Can I use druid craft like prestidigitation? Just dry
And-
her off.
Yeah, you can do that. You put a hand over and it evaporates and sparkles as it evaporates off of her.
Little flower.
A flower grows into my leaf hat. It's already here.
That's great. It's like, oh, that's nice. That's a cool trick.
Thanks.
So how's the tavern going, guys?
It's
It's
going
been
well.
a few years, so.
Yeah, we're very busy. We're offering full meals now, and it's been going really well. Thank you for asking.
Gully's pastries have really taken off.
Pocket pastries. You want one?
Absolutely. Do you have another one?
Pastries.
Rude gentleman we have in the cart here.
Yeah, he eats it out. It's like, that's really good stuff, though.
Thank you.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Don't like strawberry, but this is good. So the travel seems to be going well. Is anyone keeping an eye out for anything, or what are you guys doing?
I'll keep an eye out.
All right,
Don't want to get attacked by a panther again.
I'm whittling something.
that's wise.
So I guess you want me to make a perception check?
Yes.
Just missed the box, but I rolled a
Sure did.
19.
Yeah, there you go.
Solid.
And then
Very perceptive.
that's a +3. That's a
22.
22.
Wow.
All right.
Good job.
It's about midsummer. It's pre-sun, so it's getting close to the longest day of the year. So it's getting pretty hot. But overhead, you see various drakes flying their way to Drake's Roost on the northern part of the island to begin their breeding process. Just seeing that many carnivores overhead is slightly unnerving, but you don't seem to be drawing their attention. But they are always eating this time of year. So, you're aware of them before they see you kind of situation.
Someone asked something in the chat on Twitch, and I was.
What do we got?
Hi, person in the chat.
So your mom's here again, Caleb.
Hi, Mom.
And then
Mom.
we also have Gary the snail,
Hey,
and
Gary.
he wants to know how does he start playing D&D.
Oh, it's a great question.
Well, these guys are also learning. So,
was about
Meg
to
is
say-
a new player, and so is John.
I was
So.
about to say that we're also going to be doing is that next week, the Q&A while we level up, or is that 2 weeks?
It depends on how far you guys get. There will be a Q&A session where we'll be able to address a lot of a lot of questions a little bit more conveniently when we're not in the middle of a session. But yeah, if you're interested in learning, there's several good resources that we can talk about then.
I'm sorry for the accidental not paying attention.
No, it's good.
All right.
Ooh, we're getting some.
So there's carnivores flying overhead
Okay.
that have not noticed you.
Can I use So I'm just gonna. How long is that last? I need to look up a spell. Because what I'd like to do is use my Druidcraft to kind of make the growth of the rainforest just appear more dense over us. So it
Alright.
kind of hides us from the carnivore's views.
I was
That is a
actually-
very small area. But if you used Entangle, I could say they could use that effect to just make it bushy for a distance. Similar effect, but it uses up a first level spell slot.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to avoid.
I know.
How many spells do we get a day?
Right now, I believe you only have 2 first level spell slots. You can use cantrips as often as you want.
And what's the difference between spells and cantrips?
They're both considered spells, but
They're just different categories.
yes.
Got it. Can I do? How much further do we have to go?
You are about 2 hours outside of Gravitas, so you have about another 2 hours before arriving at Prism.
So how as far as the drakes flying over, do we have an idea of how long usually, or how long they'll be flying?
Just from looking over, you know that they're not going to take that long. Maybe from seeing them from that point to them being unable to see you, maybe 4 or 5 minutes.
Can I do a protection from good and evil?
Protection from good and evil protects you from like being possessed
Okay.
or being charmed by some nefarious energy.
Okay.
May I do a minor illusion to make it look like there's just how you wanted the trees to grow together more to make it seem like the canopy's so thick that they wouldn't be able to see through it?
With a combination between your druid craft and with your minor illusion, I could say that you guys can attempt that. Go ahead and give me an Arcana check for you, which is Intelligence plus Arcana, and give me a
Wait, so do we roll?
yes. So 8 plus proficiency,
So 10 plus what?
intelligence
That's 3 more, so 13.
plus Arcana. Do you have that?
Yes.
So 2 more.
So 15.
Okay, that's solid. Now
Good.
you give me a Wisdom nature check.
And I'm proficient with nature. So
Okay.
that's 20.
Okay. With both of you using your pieces of illusion to mask both yourself and the trees overhead, the drakes fly by no problem. You guys just look like shadows underneath, and
Teamwork makes the dream work.
there you go. And with that, you continue on your way. It's a little rocky, but mid-sun is past the storm season, so the path is pretty solid now, so you don't have to worry about any broken wheels going in between the cities. And as you guys actually get substantially closer to Prison Bay, over the horizon you do see smoke rising from the city. Like there's a bonfire in the middle of town or something.
Can we tell where it is? What's it
It
near?
looks like it's closer to the center of town, so it's not like coming from the
It's not like our tavern's on fire or anything, right?
it would be from around that center point of town, but everything happens in the center point of town.
Well, that's troubling. What would you like to do?
Do you want to?
Can we send Kevin ahead to
Yeah.
check it out?
Exactly.
Yeah. Kevin flies ahead to look.
All right.
Well, I'm looking through Kevin's eyes and they're watching me to
Right.
make sure I don't.
And I imagine you guys are still booking it closer to the tavern while the frog goes up ahead.
Yes.
So Kevin, she zones out into her frog trance. And Kevin goes hopping, flying over the branches and gets quickly into town. And the smoke is obviously coming from the Holy Hops Tavern.
I knew it.
Fuck somebody up.
You also see outside a red dragonborn older lady, very upset outside the tavern.
Is that Mama Quinto?
Yeah. No, I was going to say maybe it's Karen.
No,
No,
Karen is in the other town. You told me last session what color your mother was.
Yes.
Your mother's
So
purple
I
and
know.
your mother's red and your father's blue, which is how you're purple.
Okay.
So Kevin comes back.
you
and,
also see a bronze dragonborn holding her at bay, trying to keep her from entering the
Can we
establishment.
just establish that we all refer to Quinto's parents as mom and dad? I think that's a thing.
There we go. Done.
Mama Q. I feel like I call her
Mama Q. I like that.
Sure.
I come back immediately, tell them that we need to pick up the pace and what's happening, and that your mother's outside crying, and that the
Oh, boy.
Holy Hops Tavern is on fire, which also means that everybody's probably getting very high.
Lots of weed there.
That's great. It wasn't like the entire establishment was like ablaze. It looks like there might have been a kitchen fire kind of situation.
Okay,
Just so
so
you're aware.
less.
Did they try and put
High.
water on it?
Less high.
Most of the weed in the kitchen is cooked already.
Yeah.
Great. So,
There's a reason her pastries are so popular.
True.
You quickly rush into town and you do see your mother being held back by this younger bronze dragonborn. And as you approach, the mother comes up to you and goes, "Your father's in there, but they won't let me in because what am I going to do?" She's already called for the guards, but they haven't arrived yet.
I'm assuming we all run in.
Yeah. I'm fine. Let's go in.
All right. Now, your tavern has several spaces within it. You have the initial eatery spot with a fireplace to the left. There's the kitchen that's kind of attached to it. It's not an open kitchen, though, so you have to go behind the bar to get to the kitchen. Downstairs, there are 2 rooms, and upstairs, there are 4 rooms.
Okay.
There's also a cellar where you keep a lot of stores. So, as you rush in, what do?
I think we should try to figure out where the fire's coming from immediately first.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and give me either a perception check or a nature check. And that's wisdom for both of those skills.
I have a 17.
13.
17, 13, and
I can't hit the box.
That's what she said.
What? What is 7 plus 5?
12.
12.
Yep.
Okay.
Sure is.
Good
With a
job.
17, you immediately determine that the fire is coming from the kitchen area.
Okay.
I rush to the kitchen
Okay.
and try and put out the fire, not using water because I'm assuming it's a grease fire.
Well, looking in the back, you do see that it looks like it's just been an unattended stove. The back door has been burst open. You can
I
actually see
turn
the garden
stove off
outside.
and start smothering the flames.
All right. But also something that you notice with such a high roll is there is nobody in the tavern that you would have expected. You didn't see outside any of the orcish family that was renting from you.
Yep.
Or any of the children. It's pretty ghosted.
Are there other people in
Are
there?
you searching for your father?
Oh, that's going to come next. Are there other people in there?
There were no, there were
Okay.
not any people there. So you are trying to put out the fire. Go ahead and give me a intelligence nature check or arcana check.
15 then.
Okay. You use some of your alchemical upbringing to quickly put it out with some various herbs and whatnot that are quick at putting out fires like immediately. Plus, since this is your kitchen, you probably are like, oof, not here. Give me a investigation check as you're putting out these flames, which is intelligence as well.
19.
Okay. Looking at this fire, it seems to have been set up hours ago, probably for like the breakfast run, and it wasn't tended to in hours. Like it was set up to begin cindering, and it just was left to burn.
Was there a rapture that took all of the people
there
out
clothes
of the
there?
Holy Hops Tavern?
You don't see any clothes lying about.
Damn it. Kirk Cameron
This could've
fails
gone
me
really
again.
cool, right?
God damn it.
But the back door is broken in, and that is what you see in the kitchen. An unattended fire, back door broken in.
Have I
And
put
yours-
out the fire?
Yes, the
I-
fire is
Okay,
now.
So I assume
through
at this
the
point I'm
tavern.
coughing through smoke and yelling to you guys that the door's open, the fire's out.
Okay. There is substantial damage to both the kitchen, and it seems to be heading like smoke damage has gone up through the various
I am
floors.
going to give it to the mayor. We're out doing her dirty work, and she can't even get a fireman over here.
Can I go out towards the back to look for my dad?
Okay. You go through the back door, and he's not in the back.
While he's doing this, I'm going to go check all the rooms just to double check that there's no guests anywhere.
All right. As you go upstairs, you do see that in the room that was directly above the kitchen, you do see
Papa
what
Q.
was his name? Yes, Papa Q or Rupert, unconscious on the floor.
Oh my gosh. I go over and check his vitals and see if he needs CPR.
Give me a medicine check.
Is it just what I roll? Or is it
Do you
like
have a
intelligence?
wisdom?
Wisdom would be no. I mean, I don't have it as
Okay. Well, then you got a
6.
6. You're pretty sure he's dead with that roll.
Oh my god!
All right. Should I?
I scream for Pippin.
Can I run up? Because I have a
Yes,
medicine.
I imagine you would have been looking all over the place. So you quickly come across your dad lying on the floor.
Can I try to give him CPR?
Yes, you also are. Do you have any of your cleric spells? Like, do you have any magical healing ones
He
prepared?
doesn't have healing.
Don't
I
you have
have
healing?
healing.
Get up here.
Yeah, but I probably ran through the tavern to go check on Scary, Hey, and
Yeah, well, I'm screaming for Pippin to get upstairs.
As you're looking at him, you try to do first aid on him.
Yep.
As
I
well
do
as
have medicine.
Yep. So go ahead and make a medicine check.
All right. So what do I add as my
That would be-
modifier?
I believe it wisdom and medicine if you're proficient.
15.
15.
Yep.
You begin just doing some basic CPR, just trying to get some breath into him, and eventually he just starts coughing up, and it seems like he's been stuck in this room for a while. He just coughs up all this smoke, that tarry spittle that he's been inhaling for who knows how long. But he is still unconscious, but he seems to have been stabilized at this point.
I go get a wet washcloth and start dabbing his head.
All
do
right.
I hear them yelling for me?
Yes.
All right. Well, I stop looking for Hey, Piggy, and Scary.
They were conveniently tied up exactly where they were supposed to be.
Oh, good. And go upstairs, and I use Cure Wounds.
All right. So you lay your hands on the person, and all of a sudden his color returns to him. He's still covered in soot, but he seems to be breathing a lot better
Do
now.
I need to roll for that? The
Yes, roll for the
D8?
healing, but he is now coming back to consciousness.
Going to assume this is an 8.
That's not great.
No, that's good.
8 out of 8.
Um,
8
Well, no, I rolled a 5, and then my wisdom is +3. So
I believe you get to add your wisdom modifier to that one.
Yeah,
so.
it said plus spellcasting modifier.
Okay.
so-
Yep. All right. So your dad's lying on the ground, and all of a sudden he coughs one more time, and this glob comes flying out, and all of a sudden he's bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and sorry, I must have fallen over. I heard a crash. What? Is everything okay? You're back. That's good. I don't know where I'm sorry. If I'm probably gonna need a drink of water. Let's go downstairs. So as you work with him to go back downstairs so that he can regain his balance, his wife enters, realizing that the fire is out, as well as the mayor. And he goes, "I'm sorry, I'm still trying to get my foot under me. What happened?" And the wife, Jasmine, goes, "I don't know. I just saw the fire and I came rushing and everyone was gone."
Did anyone see what happened? Where were all the guests? Who alerted everyone to the fire?
The mayor goes, "We found out this morning during the guard shift. We saw the fire. We didn't know how bad it was, but we called inside. No one was responding.
You
We
saw
thought
a
every-
fire and you didn't go inside to see if anyone was in here?
We called into it.
I have a lot of issues.
This is why you're running for mayor.
This is why I'm going to run for mayor.
Yeah.
We need a fire department.
Well, I'm glad you're here to take that up. It seems like everyone's fine. And looking around, she goes, and only some light property damage. So, all is well as far as I can see.
I need to get your eyes checked. I say under my breath, facing away from her.
Hmm.
I say that I'm going to go evaluate the damage in the kitchen, mostly because I need time away from the mayor because I'm going to get in trouble.
Rupert's sitting down. It's like, I remember there was a commotion downstairs, and it was during breakfast. I set the fire. I came upstairs to just relax for a bit, get dressed, and Groomhilda, the orcish lady, came upstairs and said, just stay in the room for now. And then I stayed for a while, and then I don't know, I must have passed out.
1 second, Rupert. I turned to the mayor. I was like, did you see your friend out in the cart?
Yes.
Is
Thank
he
you.
in custody?
Well, I assume he was in custody if you brought him here. The fact that he's not in chains is an issue.
Okay, you didn't specify he needed to be in chains. First of all, we got him here without a fight. Second of all, do you own chains? Because, I mean, no judgment if you do, but that's not something I really carry around with me.
I mean, he's not bound. We own rope as well. I assume you do as well, but I'll deal with it.
We got to kill the mayor.
That escalated quickly.
Man, what a turn.
But
that
seeing
took.
that things are resolved here, of course, will help repair some of the damages. We live in a civilized place,
I'm
so
more
we'll be able to
concerned
help
the
you
fact
with
that
that.
there's no orcs here.
I know. I was going to say, can we
There were some orcs here.
find out where the orcs went and see if they had something to do with this, since she told my dad to just stay upstairs?
I look outside by the open door because at this point I'm in the kitchen and you said that the door was open and things like that. So I start looking around just to see if there's anything going on.
Give me another
Does anyone
investigation
have,
check. It's an intelligence, and if you have the skill. Man, you've not rolled well.
Does anyone have thaumaturgy?
Somebody
9 and then what was the
Intelligence,
No, so
and
so
it's investigation.
9 and then 12.
You do not have investigation.
Okay.
So, just 12?
Mhm.
Looking around, you do see a large number of footprints going out the back door.
I follow them.
It's hard to track. Give me a survival check. You were able to determine that there were several people there.
17 plus. Do I add anything to it?
Plus wisdom, because you're looking for something.
So 18.
18 plus survival if you have it, which you don't.
No.
So 18, you're
18.
able to follow them a good distance, but it seems like that they went to the beach. Whenever it gets to the beach, then the sand breaks it up. You're not exactly sure if they got onto a boat, if they moved past the sandy beach and just followed the coastline. At that point in time, it's hard to navigate. Since you're not exactly trained as a ranger or anything like that, you're a wizard. But you are able to tell that they came. It was both Broomhilda's footprints, the kids' footprints, and a couple others.
Okay. And looking around, I don't see anybody on the beach.
No.
I go back and see
You-
what they're up to.
As you're wandering that path across the way, you do see in the forest, it looks like a very worn out and slightly harmed, but it could be just from going through the jungle, Brothva, as this orcish gentleman just comes through the woods, and he just looks torn up, and he has marks on his cheeks where tears have been running. And he's just trying to get back to things, and he just sees the smoke still smoldering or lifting up as you've put them out a little bit earlier.
I'm sorry, did you say who this was?
Rafa, this is the husband to Broomhilda.
I run over to him and ask him if he's okay, if he was inside with the fire.
No, I wasn't aware that there was a fire.
Are you okay,
They
man?
got us.
Can I assume that I chased after her?
Sure,
Or
we
follow
can have
her.
both of you there. Where are you currently staying? Are you staying with your dad at this point?
And I'm going to do a quick check around to see if anything was stolen.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
That is not good, friends. It's a 5.
A 5? Looking around, it's really hard to immediately tell. You're not exactly in the right headspace to do a quick inventory.
Yep.
But just looking around, you don't immediately tell if anything's been stolen or not. Nothing's been taken out of any of the rooms as far as you can tell.
All right.
As you ask that,
Who found you? What's happening? That's what I asked him.
told you whenever I got here that we were trying to get away from some loan sharks.
Is that who started the fire?
I don't know what started the fire. They didn't start the fire as far as I'm aware.
Okay, just start from the
Copyright
beginning.
strike.
What happened?
We were in our beds. It was early, sometime, feels like the middle of the night. These halfling thugs broke in and took our family. They wanted me specifically, but they also wanted the vial that I was supposed to do a job for. And I didn't have the vial on me. Of course, I hid that upon coming here. But,
Vial?
yeah,
Vial of what?
there's a lot. Can I go
Buddy,
back inside first?
We want to find your family.
I think it's safe to say we've done a lot for you, and we just need you to be very honest right now and tell us what's going on.
But I think getting inside is fine. This poor man just had his family stolen, so
All right.
Sure. Let's go back into the sketchy mare. That's fine.
the sketchy mayor should have.
The sketchy mayor walked outside, and there's actually a couple guards.
Okay, we help him up
Presently.
and bring him back inside so that we can fill Quinto in on what's going on. But
As you approach the tavern, you do see Ruloth binding, having the two guards bind Magog, and he is very angry. He's like, I was told that was golden. What's this for? He
you
seems
murdered a child, dude.
confused.
So, sorry.
Says who?
Your wife.
She's dead.
Yeah, she said you murdered her too. Also, who says their wife is dead like that? Can we please get this guy locked up? He's clearly a sociopath.
So that's happening. He's being arrested and detained. He's being taken to a cell inside of the mayor's barracks wing of the house. As Brathva enters the tavern, he slinks down and goes, "Where? I'm sorry.
I pour him a drink.
You give me a perception check, real quick. Good.
And then I add some
Wisdom.
stuff to it, I believe. So 16, and then anything else?
Perception, if you have it.
No. I have
Okay.
perception.
So with
I have insight. I don't know if
Oh, that's
yeah.
fine.
Okay.
As you pour him a drink, you realize that there's been a keg or two that's been stolen.
Motherfucker.
So, as you pour him his drink and present it to him, he takes a drink and goes, "We try to get by. We got in a bind financially, and we took out a small loan with some guys back at the Barrows. But with loan sharks, the debts just build and build, and they would allow us to defer payments if we would do the small jobs. We never did anything bad. Just take something from point A to point B, simple work. My family got to still eat. As far as I was concerned, it was no harm, no foul. But eventually I was asked to take this weird vial, the potion, and to go into this rather notable nobleman's house, not house, mausoleum, his family's mausoleum, and sprinkle this potion on the bones of the loved one. And that did not sit right with me. I didn't know what it did, but I knew it wasn't going to be anything good. So I packed up what little funds I had, took the potion since I didn't want that going back to their hands, and I came here.
So you stole a magic potion from loan sharks that you owe a lot of money to, that you've been doing some jobs for? Just to get a general theme of what's happening.
I knew that this potion was more valuable than my family. And as long as we could keep that hidden, I knew that they wouldn't kill them. But that
gamble to take with your kids' lives.
Well, we were running either way. So
Do you know where they may have taken your family?
I know exactly where they took them. They are currently on their skiff off the a notable reef on Parrot's Point. But they don't want to see my face again until I bring them the potion. And I hid it in a cave nearby, but I don't want to go back there. It's spooky. But yeah, no, they have the kids.
Just to clarify, you don't want to go after your kids because it's spooky?
No, I want my kids back. But that cave, there's something in there.
He doesn't want to go back to get the potion.
Where is Parrot's Point on this map?
On Cragmaw,
for everybody to see.
where
I mean,
we don't want John messing with images.
it is
we're on Cragmaw. We're on Prism.
on the coastline west.
So towards the Cackling Isle.
If you can slack it to me, Alicia, I'll pull it up.
It's on the southern point of that foresty bit,
Where all the little sharp things are? Those trees?
before the sharp things.
Okay. Well, that's reassuring that we're not headed straight to the sharp things. Because I assume, in fact, we are going to go get this vial. Because my days of a bartender seem to be over, and now we are do-gooders.
I mean, we're adventurers.
Here we are pulling
Adventurers.
Mama and Papa Q. Mama and Papa Q out of retirement.
Well, somebody's got to clean up this town.
Has Mama Q calmed down?
She is very
I'm making
happy
drinks for
that
everybody.
her husband is
some happy, calming
healthy.
drinks and some new pastries. I'm quick at work behind the bar while we're listening to this.
Yes, you do all that stuff. And everyone seems to mellow out a bit. But Bratha goes, I'm sorry. The muscle of the lone shark, I know the guy. His name is Ixapa. He is this little halfling turd. He's the absolute worst. No one messes with him because they can't. He has it looks like a pet chicken, but it's a cockatrice. And it
What
Would
is
you
a
spell
cockatrice?
Ixapa?
Ixappa.
When we get the sorry, I'm breaking the fourth wall for a second. If once we get the landing page up with this, we need to have like a key with the characters and stuff.
John, I'm building a wiki.
Oh, That's awesome. Even better.
That's so cool.
Great.
That's so cool.
We're getting
Love
there.
I have
Yes,
the map
Kevin, get us
up in front of me as well.
My
So-
job is not to do math, as you can tell, but to build weird things.
So
Nice.
everyone can see the map at the moment.
All right. But
Do we know what a cockatrice is?
give me a nature check. Wisdom or intelligence nature.
Well, I rolled
I got an 8.
An 8.
So 17.
Wow.
So I'm guessing I've heard of one and know nothing else about it.
17 plus
Yes.
5 is 23. No, 22.
Okay. As you're remembering about what this crazy chicken is, it is a lizard-like abomination. It is like a half lizard, half chicken thing that if it pecks you or claws at you, you have the possibility of turning to stone.
Wow. Okay.
So a
God.
basilisk and a chicken had a baby.
Yes.
And an affair with a lizard. Because the basilisk is a snake. You said lizard.
Snake or lizard?
I'll
A
show
second
you.
ago you said lizard.
It looks like this.
Love it.
Screen.
Does it only have the one leg? Does it hop?
No, there's a second.
there's a
foot
second leg
behind
there.
it. Yeah.
Oh, great. So it has like velociraptor legs.
Yes.
Lovely.
They are covered in like these quills. They are rather unpleasant and gamey looking. You also know that the petrification isn't permanent. It does wear off after a few days, which is great for holding hostages.
Oh, so he
Ooh.
turned your family to stone. Gotcha. Oh, that's
That's just
unfortunate.
a jerk move.
Yeah.
No one messes with Uzapa. Families just stop talking and we don't see them again.
Could you get me that vial?
I can take you to the place, but there's something living in there.
I knew we were going to have to go to this place.
Yeah.
Should we go in the morning after?
It is the morning.
Dang it!
Yeah, nice try.
I used one of my spells.
See? All right.
All right.
So anyway, so
Healing
why
your
don't
Dad.
what?
It was healing your dad.
No, it's good. Yeah, I appreciate it. So why don't we do a quick check on everyone here and then batten down the hatches a little bit, and then we'll head over to the cave.
All right. Keep in mind that you've only been away from this tavern 24
I was gonna
hours.
say it was like a
So
day.
you did not abandon your tavern, you
Yeah.
judgmental person.
Only a day.
I'm just saying that all of a sudden we're cleaning up houses, going on bounty hunting, and now going on adventures. I'm just saying.
I'm sorry that
Life
you're like the
comes
most
at you
competent
fast.
person.
Yeah, I mean, it's Dungeons and
I
Dragons.
wasn't, I wasn't complaining. I was just saying
Mhm.
that if we're supposed to be our characters, I feel like my character would be a little bit like my day to day has changed here. My life has changed.
All right. So, the people at the tavern, there's Bartha, who is getting ready to come with you again.
Yep.
Taking that drink of the Suds of Heaven, give him a little bit more pep in his step, and he's ready to keep trudging, even though he's just walked who knows how many miles through the jungle.
Why were you
I bet
walking
he would
through-
walk 500 miles and 500 more just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles.
2 copyright strikes for Alicia in this volume today.
If I didn't already give you an inspiration token, which you should have on you, I would have given you one right there because that was brilliant.
There you go.
So,
I'm hilarious.
your father looks like he's tired. He's healthy, he's fine, but he looks at you and goes, I don't. When you leave town, could you just make sure that people aren't going to attack the tavern that night? That would be swell.
Sure. Yeah, we'll do the best we can. We'll bring in some help to make sure things are okay, so you guys can
The
get some
turtle
rest
Jed.
before we go. Jed.
Jed from the back room. I'm just saying the place wasn't on fire when we came home and Jed was there.
Oh, and the mayor comes walking back and he goes, Thank you for bringing in that troublesome Magog. Here's 5 jade.
I thought we were getting 10 jade.
You were, but he wasn't in custody properly.
That is
So
bullshit.
I
God,
would just
can't
like
wait till
to
Gully's
remind
the mayor.
you that that was not in the contract that he be in custody. We brought him back without a fight.
I'm going to use the campaign slogan, Gully gets it done.
but she looks at you and goes, "Is it fair?"
No,
No.
not even a little bit. That's half of what you owed us. Half would be if we went there
After
and
we
didn't
went
bring him back.
and cleaned out someone's house that you sold to them with dead bodies in the basement.
I told him that the house was not needing some repairs.
That is not
It's
the
not
same
repairs.
thing.
It needed to be burned to the ground.
Listen,
They're
lady,
lost.
you owe us 10 jade. And people were kidnapped under your watch, and you don't even seem to care. Who's going to go take care of that? We are.
They weren't full residents yet. They hadn't even properly
They
moved
just
in.
bought the house that you said needed repairs.
Now we can resell it.
Oh my god.
This mayor's a monster.
I'm going to use Druidcraft to make her smell like a skunk for the next 24 hours.
Okay, you guys give me either an intimidation or persuasion check, and someone rolls with advantage. So roll twice.
17.
Okay, well, you roll separately. That's fine. 17. What did,
17.
and you're rolling what?
You said for persuasion. What did you say?
Either persuasion or intimidation. So add your
So
charisma.
if I do charisma would be 18, 19, and then persuasion. So I'd have 21.
Oh,
I rolled a
that's solid.
22.
Wow. Okay, 21, 22, and
Oh, you want me to roll?
why not? All of you are ganging up
At
on
first it was a joke, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to run for mayor,
16.
guys. That's happening. Gully gets it done.
her. 16?
2021.
As she's like, huh? And you're like, no. And this
I make a couple like
little
colors just like float
tiny
in the air.
gnome is just like finger up in her face, and she's just like, why are you so angry?
Kevin circles her head.
And of course, Pippin is over there just making her smell bad. The entire situation seems to have turned, and she goes, I suppose you do a lot for this community. Pulls out 5 more jade, hands it over to you.
I'm sorry, the
We
price
don't-
went up because of the late fee with that. You owe us 1 more jade.
It's only a half.
What?
It's only a half a copyright strike.
Roll again.
Fair.
16.
For going after the family. Tosses you another one.
Thank you.
Got a little tip.
I write her name down on the no-fly list inside the door.
The mayor's been banned from the tavern.
Okay.
Does the no fly list mean that she's banned, or does that mean that she just can't drink the beer that makes you levitate that everybody likes so much? I'm just
No, she's
asking how
banned.
literal we are
She's
with the
banned
word
for
fly.
now. We're not-
Until I feel differently about
Yeah.
you and I underline her name.
Yeah.
She rolls her eyes at that. I don't drink or eat at your establishment.
You're
Kevin,
right.
That might be where the stick up your butt came from.
That is your loss.
true.
My pastries are delicious.
You go get your meals at the Arc Experience for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. You tell her, boss man.
That's right.
Kevin sticks his tongue out at him.
All right.
Does he
So-
fly while he does it?
Yeah.
She goes, well, send someone. I'll probably have this convenient new carpenter in town do some of the repair work. I imagine he's looking for a way to earn some money now that he's thinking of becoming a resident. Would you take on some labor work? As she addresses Brothva, and Brothva's like, if I get paid up front.
Smart.
Smart guy.
Rafa.
Maybe it'll take your mind off it on the fact that his family is missing. Have you no sympathies, woman?
Is there like a healer in town or a spiritualist?
The closest thing you have, there is an orcish woman that lives on the east side of town in like a yurt.
Do I know her name?
Do, 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 do,
Ooh,
do.
apparently, I just.
Her
stumbled
name
on
was
the website.
Runa.
No. I'd say to the mayor, I think you need to go see Runa. and get yourself right with whatever deity you follow, because you, there's a woman, right?
Mhm.
Madam, are a top-notch jerk.
Harsh words.
Here, here.
I keep this city running.
You keep this city nothing because you are useless.
I'm sorry. In the last, 48 hours, there's been dead bodies, a fire, which seems to be arson. let's
Seriously,
be
what do we
real.
live in Portland?
And-
Jesus. What's going on? Holy God.
Commentary by John, everyone. Thank you.
Sure.
Great.
And now kidnapping? I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
And
I
in
think
that
you need to
24, 48 hours, we've apprehended the
No,
suspect
no.
who will be
We
under...
have not. We
apprehended.
You have not done anything. We have done that.
Mhm.
This little tavern is keeping you from
I go
looking
stand
bad.
behind John because she's very tall and staring down at me. And I was like, you just think about that.
All right. Bratha goes, so, about getting my family back?
We'll handle that, Bratva.
Yep. Let's get heading to the cave before it's nighttime and we've
Golly.
murdered the mayor.
Since that's
Yeah.
How does
Where
that
this is
go?
going.
Yep.
Guys, by next week, I'm going to have little vote for Gully pins.
We're going to assassinate the mayor next week.
Chill.
Well, this is
Gully?
great.
John needs to chime in more, probably, just to like.
This is
I'm
getting
enjoying
very
it.
heated.
It's good.
Ah, so... So Bratha goes, all right, so as soon as the family's returned, I'll hand the potion over. They'll probably turn me to stone. And just make sure that my family is taken care of. It'll be fine.
Do we have a way to combat the turning to stone?
That
Can
would...
we at least, like, as we're walking, come up with a game plan here? If we know that that's going to be their go-to move, how should we defend ourselves?
Is there anything I can do with my druidiness to like soothe a savage beast?
Ooh, I can talk to him. I can talk to Small Beast.
I don't
Maybe
think
I can
he's
charm him.
small. Is he like Velociraptor Jurassic Park size, or is he like the little chicken size, or is he like that hissing thing that kills the guy in Jurassic Park?
Isn't that also
It's
a velocity?
like the hissing thing with like the fin neck thing.
Oh.
It's closer to that size. It's a giant chicken.
So I can't talk to him with my
No.
Small Beast.
It's not technically a beast.
Can Kevin talk to him? Can I talk to him if I go into Kevin?
It is a dumb thing. So it's not exactly up for a debate on the moral qualities of a loan
I'm
shark's
sorry, but
character.
you say dumb, and that makes me think that he would be easily tricked.
With certain means, yes. Not with a conversation.
All right, what does this thing eat, guys?
Do I know what a cockatrice eats? I have a really good nature. I'm proficient in nature. Can I
You
make
are
another nature roll?
well aware that they eat basically anything, but they rely upon their petrification to chip things off of their petrified creatures to turn it into like these little tiny pebbles to consume, and then it later turns back to its regular fleshiness and gets dissolved in fine powdery states. So it eats basically anything like an omnivore.
So could we just bring it rocks?
No, because it has to be able to transform back to the original
Oh.
creature.
But does it have
Do I
like
have
a
any-
favorite snack?
How many chickens do I have? Or would chickens be a bad move? Like, could we sacrifice a chicken to it?
You could feed it a chicken.
Or just like bacon. Could we bring bacon? I feel like that would smell really good to a dumb chicken.
We're gonna like cook it right before we go in.
I don't know. We don't have. I have burning hands. Can't we warm it up that way?
That is overkill. You also have like cantrips. Burning hands would incinerate the bacon.
These are the kind of things you learn when it's your first
How about we
time.
feed it the mayor?
All All right,
We
we're
are
not,
going
We're not going down
fully
that
in on the
road.
mayor. Why don't we could?
Welcome to session
Oh wait,
3.
you breathe fire. We could cook the bacon right beforehand. It
Well, I'm
doesn't
not
have
going to
be
waste a
bacon.
spell. We
That's
gotta.
you're a
It's
dragon.
your
You have to do a
natural
We
spell.
death thing.
we only
That's
get
right,
2
yeah.
breath weapons
Oh. Okay.
to be a little bit metagamey.
All right.
Their glands
Alright.
only fill up so much each day.
Gotcha.
I have glands that fill with electricity.
Although I do travel with cooking tools. So
There you
if we
go.
wanted to cook the bacon.
We could cook the bacon. I'm just saying as a backup plan. I feel as though we need something. But why don't you tell us what's happening with the story? Where are we? What's going on?
So we keep getting distracted on the weirdest things.
So, Rafa goes, the cave is just 30 minutes away from Parrot Point. It's just a small cave. Nothing fancy, I thought, but whenever I was leaving it, as I looked behind me, the cave just grew dark. I could not see through it. And orcs have dark vision, like the gnome and
I also have dark
has.
vision.
And so not being
So-
able to see in something is
How long is it going to
really
take
unusual.
us to get there?
30 minutes.
30 minutes. That is not 8 hours.
No. You're not
So
getting
where
a
did you put the vial inside?
It's a small little channel where water looks like it's just slowly been working things out. I just put it in like 15 feet in on a pedestal. I can go with you. That's not the problem, but I'm just concerned that there's something in there. So I don't
well,
want to be jumped.
let's cross that bridge when we get to it, friends.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it.
So,
He's got the Book of Monsters open, so we know it's going to be bad.
oh, it's not that bad. So, as you go through this jungle, trying to keep a safe distance from things, go ahead and give me either a survival as you navigate the wilderness or a nature check as you're meandering through. Oh,
Well, I
one.
rolled an
Oh.
18.
Alright.
You rolled an 18. It makes sense for the druid to make this roll.
Okay.
So you said survival?
Yes. Which is wisdom and the skill.
Mm. Oh, I'm proficient. So 18 plus 5.
Great.
Whatever that is.
That is
23.
plenty.
Nice job.
As you're navigating the path, you avoid various very nice places to walk, except you recognize that they're like Allosaurus hunting paths, so you just straight up avoid those. Avoid various other beasts, plants, whatnot, as you navigate towards this point. And as you approach this cave, so you get there without any issue is the point of that roll. And so at this point in time, it's probably close to 11 a.m. as you are in front of this cave.
Okay. Well, I'm the only one that can see in the dark, so I start to walk into the cave as quietly as possible.
Okay. As you,
We don't have
Well,
dark vision?
with it being high noon, it actually is fairly easy to look into this cave. It seems to have a high ceiling, and so it seems to dip downwards. And so you can see it up to the 15 feet point where you can see where the vial is poorly hidden behind this fern that's growing in this little watery pathway. And then the path curves right. So you can see the potion.
Does anyone have mage
I
hand?
feel like he's definitely like setting us up to.
What do we need? What are you looking for?
Mage hand?
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that
So I
is
don't think I have
either.
it.
I don't have
I-
that. I don't.
You're just
I take my staff very closely, and before I even go in there, I'm going to cast Shillelagh on
Okay.
it. And I'm going to say, guys, wait here. And
Wait,
I'm
bef-
going to sneak up to it.
I feel like this is not the smartest thing. If we're scared that something's coming out after us, why don't we do like a minor illusion of like a little dog running to it or something and see if something like
But-
eats it?
I can stealth to it. And I've got my weapon ready to smack it. And I killed that panther in one hit.
Okay, I'm just saying that we would normally not want you to just like possibly die right away.
I'm not going to die.
Okay.
It's fine.
So, you attempt to sneak.
I'm stealthing.
Yep.
So I would need to
In
give
broad
you a stealth
daylight.
roll.
Yep. You're trying to be as discreet as
I rolled a
possible.
19. And then I've got a +4, so 23.
All right. So, you approach the cave very discreetly, being as quiet as a mouse. You begin tiptoeing your way into the cave. You are utterly silent. Upon you attempting to enter this cave, even they couldn't hear you. And they're like right next to you at the very beginning. But as you stop, as you approach within about 5 feet of the potion, getting ready to just reach over and grab it, it goes dark. Pitch black.
So I can still see what's happening.
No. It is a magical darkness. And let's see if... Which armor class, Alicia?
13.
Good. You guys immediately hear a muffled and splashing into the water. Alicia, you feel something drop on your head and kind of wrap around you in this darkness. And you take only 4 points of damage.
Oh, well, that's... Wait. Have I rested since the last time I took damage? Because I had
Yes.
a 2 down. Okay, cool.
So I'm going to need you guys to roll initiative,
Okay.
which is a d20 plus your dex.
Oh. Wait, what are we rolling?
D20 plus dexterity modifier.
Oh.
I rolled
14.
16.
17.
Ooh. All right, Meg, you are first. So, you hear something clearly going wrong in this magical darkness. As you hear exactly where Pippin is, as she's floundering in this darkness.
Okay. Can I cast a spell for light?
Yes, you can. What spell?
I'm guessing just minor illusions.
I don't believe minor illusion actually creates light.
How about the colors? No, acid splash. Can I do that?
Yes, you can do acid splash.
All right, I do acid splash just to make bright colors.
What's the range of that? And are you attempting to hit this whatever in there?
I more just want. Well, as of right now, I just want to see what's going on. I don't want to.
Oh, acid splash doesn't create light. So
Well-
let's see what on your sheet you have that creates.
I can do light. I have
There you
a
go.
light spell.
Color spray does actually produce illumination.
Okay, I just don't want a chance hitting her. But I guess I do
Go
color
ahead.
spray, and a dazzling array of flashing colored lights springs from your hands. Roll a 60-10. The total is how many hit points a creature the spell can affect. Creatures in a 15-foot cone orienting from you are affected in ascending order to their current hit points, ignoring unconscious creatures and creatures that can't see. Oh, so it won't hit her because she can't see because of the magical darkness? Is that a thing?
There is a magical darkness, yes.
So she won't. So this won't affect her.
Correct.
Okay, so I cast the color spray.
All right. As you cast this color spray at this darkness, you see the light go up to the darkness, and you do not see the light penetrating it. You're not sure if there's a barrier and whatever is inside of it can see it. Alicia, Pippin sees nothing, and you can't breathe. So fun times.
Let's just leave.
Leave Pippin, call it a
She
day.
didn't want
fine.
to. I offer.
I can roll
said
up a
we
new
should have
character.
So you cast this light spell. As far as you can tell, it did not break this magical darkness.
some- Okay.
I'll
And I had to
play
double
Coffin.
check.
It's fine.
It was one level too low, but that's fine.
Okay.
So what do? Do you move into the darkness? Or what do?
I attack the darkness.
Can I?
On your turn.
Wait,
Oh,
hold
it's
on.
not my turn. I'm sorry.
I get as close to it as I can without actually moving into the darkness.
Sure. You are certain that you are just like 15 away from Pippin at this point.
Okay.
All right, now we are on your turn.
You fuck.
You have touching it something squid-like almost wrapped around your head. What do you do?
Oh. And I can't breathe, you said?
Correct.
So I'm like probably panicking, right?
That's fair.
I probably like.
Try and hit
So
it.
how much around my head is it?
Very. It's like
is it
coming.
over my mouth?
Yes, you can't breathe.
Does that mean I can't use a breath weapon? Because I'm pretty sure I'd just be like,
Oh. Yeah,
Electrocute
sure, you
it.
can totally do that.
Is it going to electrocute me? I don't feel like I would care.
Oh, that's brilliant. Go ahead and roll damage. It can't make the save, so.
I mean, I'm more concerned about if this is going to electrocute me.
Mm,
Oh no, but I've got resistance to lightning. 7.
7 damage. So from inside the cave, since it has this arcing entryway, you do see a bolt of lightning just kind of arc out of the cave.
Well, there's where Pippin is.
But it just wraps around you further.
Oh.
It did not like that, though. You hear there's like eerie like noise coming from within its gurgling mass. There's something in there with her, obviously. Do you do anything else? Do you want to move in any particular direction? Or do you just want to stand right there?
I'm going to turn around and run towards the entrance where I think it is.
Okay. You are now in darkness. As she comes running towards you, your vision just goes black. What do? You are now in this field of darkness. You hear wherever she is getting closer to
Does
you,
she
though.
run into me?
No. Her base land speed's 20 feet, I believe.
You said I was 15 from there.
Yes, but she was on this like rocky outcropping and blind. So I imagine she only got about half the distance. So she's now like 5.
Speed
She's
is
like directly in
30.
front of you. 30? Well, 30 divided by 2 is 15.
15.
So you're like right in front of her. So
So since Brathva's a bit of a puss, can I?
Jump.
Sorry, this is not. I mean, it's not for children.
That over and over.
Caleb's mom's cool. It's fine.
hi, Mom.
I mean, she's commenting.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
see?
great. It's all good.
I see you, Kim.
So, can I cast heroism on Brathva and have him run in and try to grab them quickly?
Go ahead and read the spell.
So the spell is: a willing creature you touch is imbued with bravery. Until the spell ends, the creature is immune to being frightened and gains temporary hit points, equal to your spellcasting ability modifier at the start of each of his turns. When the spell ends, the target loses the remaining temporary hit points.
That is baller. Cool. So you touch him with that,
Okay.
and you basically encourage him to help. What did you say?
See if he can run in and grab them real quick or see what's going on.
All right. Rafa goes, I'll do what I can. And he seems motivated now that you're actually helping and there all this panicking, but it's very clear that you blessed him in some way. And so he runs in and attempts to rip off whatever is on this poor creature's head. And because he had your beer that you gave him, he actually gets a small bonus. So he will attempt a strength check. Adds the bonus. Got a 4 for the beer. And you just feel these like suction cups being popping off of you. And there's just this slurping noise as this
Have-
creature gets pulled off.
A
Is
very
it like-
important question.
Yes.
What color do I bruise? I have blue skin. I need to know. Is it like a more purple?
Sure.
Maybe it's black and then you'll be black and blue.
Done.
There you go.
Why not?
Can I react? Is it my turn? Or?
No, it is still his turn, which is also now Brothva's turn.
Yep.
And Brothva is now holding on to whatever is this creature and like lets it go.
Good dance.
And how long does this last? This is long. Ooh. Let me roll for that. He's fine. So this creature he gets thrown away as this cloud of darkness migrates upward towards the top of the chamber. So you can barely see outside of it. You can see John at this point. You can see Brothva and Pippin now. But the sphere seems to be like close to the ceiling point. And that's where Brothva's turn ends. And then this odd creature seems to descend again on Brothva, since that seems to be a slightly meatier option for him. As the darkness goes back and descends, and now you hear Brothva going, "No!" And he's running back in your direction, since you're the one that gave him aid in the first place. Oh gosh. How much temporary hit points do you give him?
Doesn't say.
Your ability score modifier. So what's your wisdom modifier?
I believe yours is 3 as
Yep,
well.
3.
Okay. So whatever this creature is went up, came back down, attacked Brothva, and now put him in a similar situation as Pippin was in. Now we are back on Gully's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna use True Strike, and trying to think what would do the most damage.
Well, True Strike takes this action. So that's actually brilliant. This is a good way to make sure that the blindness doesn't affect you as much.
Mm-hmm.
Next turn, you can pick basically any of the attacks you want
Okay.
to get a good, clean
Now,
shot on
can I
it.
only use 2 of these? Because I already used Color Spray.
You can. He's also in darkness and color spray. Oh yeah, you can. True Strike is a cantrip,
Okay.
so it doesn't consume one of your 2 spells.
Okay.
So if you have an attacking, burning, that is a saving
Acid
throw.
Splash
Acid Splash is an
the
attack roll.
cantrip,
Yes.
Or I'm also proficient in daggers and darts.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could just I didn't know.
Throw one of those at it.
Yeah.
So yeah, next turn you have many different options available to you to just nuke it.
Okay.
Alicia, what do? You hear Brothva in serious trouble.
All right. So I'm a little confused as if this will work. I guess I don't know if this will work. But I am going to cast Fairy Fire on Brothva, unless you tell me I would know that it wouldn't work.
Go ahead and read the spell.
Each object in a 20-foot cube within range, and the range is 60 feet, is outlined in blue, green, or violet light. Any creature in the area the spell is cast is also outlined in light if it fails a dexterity saving throw. For the duration, objects and affected creatures shed dim light in a 10-foot radius. Any attack roll against the affected creature or object has advantage if the attacker can see it, and the affected creature or object can't benefit from being invisible.
It does work differently than what she was trying to do. So, you're pretty sure, given the reaction of how her spell went,
The Color Spray.
the color spray, you're pretty sure it would have a similar effect.
As in not work.
And he's up at the ceiling, you said, right?
He came down and is now fighting Brothva. So he's like within 10 feet of you.
So if I smack the squid, or where I think the squid is, with my quarterstaff, does that impact Brothva?
You're not certain. But given that you felt it, you generally know where it would be.
I'm gonna
It is a pretty massive, fleshy bauble on top of that was on top of you. You're pretty sure that attacking it, you can avoid Brothva.
All right, I'm going to attack it.
Okay, you are at disadvantage because you are blind.
Can I use my inspiration point to make me not at disadvantage?
Okay. Oop.
Nat 20,
Of course it was.
I think. Yes.
Okay, good. Now roll the weapon die twice.
All right. But the +3 is only once, correct?
Yes,
Because I did have Shillelagh up.
correct.
Ooh. Glad you're not just having me double that. I rolled a 1. And a 6.
So that's a total of?
So 7 plus 10. 7 plus 3.
Okay.
10 total.
10 total.
All right, and now it has to roll this, and all right, as you whack this thing really hard, the shimmering darkness around it drops, and now you can clearly see looks like an octopus, or more like a squid with that cone-like shape to it, and all around its cone are about 12 eyes looking outwards. It is a weird, ugly, squid-like creature that seems to have the ability to fly as these tentacles are just kind of floating in the air. So that was your turn. What do you do? As you see poor Broth over there. And by the way, he did not die because of those temporary hit points. He does not look good.
Good. All right. Can I cast Confusion to confuse the...
That's a second level spell.
Oh, so I can
You
do it
don't have
next
access
time.
to it yet.
Can I do Sacred Flame?
Yes. What does that do?
Flame-like radiance descends on a creature that you can see within range. Target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 1d8 radiant damage.
Okay. What's your saving throw?
It says 13, is that right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
13.
It failed. So as this octopus is kind of like, oh no, things are bad, you nuke it with fire. And with the direct sunlight and this bright beam going on, it just kind of flops to the ground, seems to have a seizure, and dies.
Nice.
And Brothva is now just covered in this slime that Pippin is also covered in, and just looks miserable.
I go
Wait,
over
Wait,
and
is
Thumbs
it my
up.
turn?
Oh,
Oh,
what do
are
you
we
do?
still doing turn?
No, we're out of
Quinto
combat.
has to run outside the cave for a second.
Sure.
Quinto's going to pee his pants.
Oh,
It's fine.
momentary break for him.
I go get the vial.
I go over to Brothva and say, "Slime buddies!"
All right.
I put my arm on his shoulder like this.
Brothva's comatose, but he's like, hey, thanks. As you go over, pick up the vial, you see a colorful glow to the right.
I walk towards it.
Okay. You go up to it and you see, as you kind of just turn the corner a little bit, on one wall there's this script written in common. On the other side there's a interesting etching built into the wall with these glowing 4 gems, which we will have John bring up for everyone as soon as... Oh, you can do that. Great. Doop, 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 doop. Professional quality here. Thank you.
I mean, keep talking.
All right. So you see this on one wall. The statue of 4 gems. You also see on the other side a script that is this lengthy paragraph of, in the beginning there were these 4 gods. It seems to be poetry and seems to be strongly associated with this image in some way.
Can you read it or can I read it?
In the beginning there are 4 gods. First as Sul, the verdant goddess, grew the natural world in her branches. It was savage and wild. Second, Thunderbar, the prismatic light, seared a soul into her creation, and it burned with passion and filled with desire. Third, Asajj the teacher, whispered secrets into the ears of the beast, and they gained the ability to reason and master skills. Last, Roth, the gavel, brought order and justice to the world, and the first kings reigned.
Do you have that written down where we can actually read it? For my poor little ADHD brain.
I can text that to you.
Thank you. I'm going to run back around the table now.
All right, you do that. But it's clearly a magical door of some kind, just looking at it.
Can I open the door? Can I open the door?
Give me a Arcana check. Or investigation, whichever one you prefer.
Arcana, because I'm proficient in that. Oh my god, I got a 2. So 4 plus what? Intelligence? So
Just from
7.
you don't even see seams to anything. You just know, just from looking at this, that this is some kind of puzzle of some kind. It has something to do with the 4 glowing gems and this poem presented to you, which I will text
I
to
run
Alicia,
my
who can share.
hands on all of the gems.
As you, where was your hand initially as you held it up?
It would have touched the yellow stone first.
Okay, we'll deal with that momentarily as I
I feel like John picked a very bad time to go to the bathroom. God damn it, Quinto.
copy. And I'm going to just put that in the Slack.
Maybe we should catch John up on what just happened.
What happened?
Go to Hollyhoff's Tavern. There's a poem. We have a puzzle. And I put the picture up.
All right. And you touch the yellow gem, you said. Go ahead.
Yes, I reach up and I touch the yellow gem.
All right. Go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw. So D20.
So 18
Plus
plus
dex?
19.
Good. You save as this old magic seems to have been worn down over the years, but there's just this spark that drops from the ceiling from this like a small hole directly above you. Has this lightning bolt that just kind of arcs down like static, and you're just like, nope. You must have heard a discharge, and you avoided it that way. So that happens, and you guys hear a pop from down the corridor.
Did we get the potion?
I grabbed the vial, and then
Okay.
that's when I saw the bright light, so I followed the light, and I'm at the door. She's with an unconscious. You said he was
Brathva.
Brathva is still conscious.
Oh,
So
still conscious.
we're trying to get in through the door, and in order to get through the door,
You
we have
guys
to
don't know
solve
the door
puzzle?
exists yet. I'm waiting
Okay.
for you to. I'm calling to you guys, I guess.
Okay. So you go around, you see the interesting doorway,
Yep.
as well as you see a poem on the opposing wall that says, "In the beginning there were 4 gods. First, the Sul, the verdant goddess, grew the natural world in her branches. It was wild and savage. Second, Thunderbar, the prismatic light, seared a soul into her creation, and it burned with passion and filled with desire. Third, Asajj, the teacher, whispered secrets into the ears of the beasts, and they gained the ability to reason and master skills. Last, Roth, the gavel, brought order and justice to the world, and the first kings reigned."
Okay.
So I had reached up and touched the yellow. I was like getting it red. I wanted to run my fingers on the stone, and when I touched the yellow one, a shot of lightning came from the ceiling, but I was able to jump out of the way.
Mhm.
That's what just happened.
As you read the story, John, give me a religion check. So it's that plus intelligence or wisdom plus the skill if you have it.
I do. So 10.
10? Good thing it's a basic story, John. This is the origin story of the world. These 4 gods created it, and that is the order of its creation.
Okay.
And it is somehow associated with that picture.
Should we touch the 4 stones in the order that it was created?
What do you think that order is? So this looks like whispers, and that looks like fire.
Well, so this one also looks like. Oh, bring it back.
What do you do?
Bring it back. I don't know what I did.
what I do.
There we go. So the yellow one looks like the goddess, but she also looks like the whisperer. But the goddess was the first, and that was Mother Nature, I think, based on where did the thing go?
It's in
I
Slack.
don't know what you...
Okay. So
I also dropped it on the Twitch channel. By the way, if anyone's watching not on Twitch, Caleb's Twitch is where I'm actually looking at the chat.
But everyone can see the door
Image.
right now, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
see, I would have thought that the secrets part was the one that looked like an ear down here by the blue.
Let's just... Because...
Because it says whispered secrets into the ears of the beast, and they gain the ability to reason and master skills, and that looks like an ear. And then it says, last Roth, the Gravel brought order and justice to the world, and the first kings reigned, and that one looks like a king.
Yeah.
So I would have guessed that this is the light or savage prismatic light. So I would go yellow, red, blue, purple, in my opinion.
But then that would have worked when you ran your hand around it, wouldn't it have?
Well, no, because I went up to do that, but as soon as I touched the yellow light, the lightning came out and I was interrupted. Right? Isn't that what
But
happened?
then the yellow one wouldn't be first then, if it
So-
interrupted you. So that's why I think this one is the whisper secrets, because that looks more like whispering secrets than this one does.
Well, what do
Caleb,
think
did you
that is then?
accidentally drop the code into the Slack channel there?
Shush.
All right, thanks. I was just checking. I was just waiting to hear.
Ah, dang gummit, did I?
I think so.
I think
yeah.
you did. I was trying to ignore it.
I won't say anything. I'll let them figure it out.
Well,
So,
that's not fair. I'm the only one that hasn't seen it.
Well,
then.
Alicia
Why
didn't
do you
see
think
it.
we're... No, I did.
All right.
I did see it. I was trying to operate as if I hadn't.
I would have. Yeah, I mean, I was close to that anyway. I had the
Wait, what is the
second and
correct
thirds.
code?
I had the second and thirds messed up, but I was getting to that conclusion. anyway.
but you've tested the yellow already.
Wait, hold on. So do we know the code?
We do.
What is it?
It is.
Well, no,
Go ahead. Yeah.
so if you tested the first already, you were really close, except for having the first one wrong. So what would you have done otherwise?
If yellow
Wait.
is not
The first.
the first one,
Yes.
how would you rearrange it?
I don't know. Why am I doing this alone? This is
Because they
Well, we
saw
know
the
the
answer
answer.
in
We saw the
Slack.
answer.
Yeah. So
Because I'm a twit. Or I'm biotechnology is what's really
Sorry.
happened.
I mean, you're telling me that these two need to be switched, so then I guess blue, red, or second Thunderbird light, super soul into his creation and kind of passion and focus side. So blue, red, yellow, purple.
Okay. So how do you test it?
Do something.
I'll touch the blue
Participate.
stone.
As you touch the blue stone, it seems to go dark.
Touch the red stone.
It also goes dark.
Okay, well, let's
Touch
keep
the
it going.
yellow stone.
It
Yeah.
goes dark.
I lick the purple stone. Gross.
Super weird, but okay.
It flickers and then goes out. And as that happens, the weaves of the doorway just seem to unravel themselves, leaving this small chest behind it. Inside, you see this weird conch shell. Thank you, Patreon members, for voting on what I give these people. And it's a weird, old, massive conch shell that seems that you could blow into it.
She said.
and there's various like old leather scraps and whatnot. And looking at it, it's old. So there you go. You have this magical conch shell.
I pick up the conch shell and I look at it.
All right. You see that there are 3 words written in it in Goblin. Do any of you speak Goblin?
1 second. I might.
Yes, I do.
Okay. The 3 words are stream, fountain, and geyser.
Okay, I relate to you guys what it says.
Is there running water in this?
Yeah, we're standing in a little bit of water.
The water is coming from above and heading down. It looks like it would have traveled past this doorway and just continued on into the crap.
I put the conch in the stream of water.
Okay. You put it in the water. It gets wet.
I pick it up and blow into it.
As you pick it up and just blow into it, it has a really weird effect. You don't hear anything, but all of you imagine a sound of a horn in your minds.
Okay.
Did you guys hear that, or was that in my head?
I heard it.
Yes.
Can I try listening to the shell?
Sure. You hold it up to your ear, and it's just sounds like the ocean. And it changes various sounds. You hear like this erupting geyser in the background, and then you hear this trickling river. It seems to alternate through various aquatic sounds. It's not static.
I take one.
Great if we open up a spa.
As a matter of fact, whenever you hold it up to you, it sounds like you're sloshing water too.
I just want to take a second and ask you guys. So this definitely seems super cool, and we should, this seems fun. But we also have a guy that's almost unconscious and a family that was kidnapped. So do we want to continue upon this journey, or do we want to go rescue the kids? How are we feeling here?
I mean, my thoughts are whatever this is might help us on our journey.
Do any of us have detect magic? Or identify?
I assume we already know that it's magic because when you blow into it, we hear things in our brain.
Do any of us have the ability to identify what this conch is?
The only person that can identify if she had the identify spell, that would be one way to do it. If there was
Does Runa? Would Runa know?
give me a Arcana check.
And 10. Because 8 plus 2. Because I'm proficient
Plus
in
your
Arcana.
intelligence.
Oh, so 13.
13. You've encountered magical items before. You are 100% certain that those 3 words on the conch shell were words of power meant to invoke some effect from the conch shell.
I try saying those 3 words in Goblin.
Which one do you say first? The first one is stream. The next one is fountain
Let me give
or
you a little
geyser.
bit of advice. Let's go with stream or fountain and not geyser if you're going to yell one of these words. Just my advice.
Okay, so before I do anything, I decided to talk it out with you guys that I feel like we should say this. I'm going to guess that we should say them in order and something should happen. But I think we should say stream first because it's the first word written.
I think we should say stream first because I don't want to.
I don't feel like
Fly
being
today?
soaked or getting knocked out of this cave. So I am down with stream.
I say stream in Goblin.
As you say that, it seems to trickle out water from it.
All right. Well,
I drink the water.
It's very palpable. It's drinkable water.
all right. I think that we should take this
Potable.
with us.
Would Runa be able to identify it more fully?
Because it might help us.
No, she's not a spellcaster. She's just someone who
What if
deals
we
with
go
herbs.
outside and then say the other words?
Well, I think we know what's going to happen now. I think that if we say fountain, it's going to spray more water. And I think if we say geyser, we need to get the fuck out of the way. So
This would have been really helpful while our tavern was on fire.
yes. So I'm thinking maybe this would be good if we go to rescue them. We can fire the geyser out of the shell, and then
Do you
maybe
think it's
Bratva
magical
won't
water
get
that turns
turned
people
into-
back from
Nah.
being in stone? From
You
stone
are
to-
aware that a cockatrice has the strength of a chicken. It's not
Yeah.
strong.
I mean, if we geyser that bitch, he's not going to be able to turn Bratva into stone.
All right, let's do it. I put the conch shell in my pocket.
All right.
Put it in my pocket.
Boom. So, with that, you leave this cavern with the potion, with everything, and begin making your way to the parrot point. And we are 20 minutes out. So we might have next session be the last session, given pacing.
Yeah, that's fine.
But you make your way close to, as you approach Parrot's Point, what do you do as you make your way there? I imagine you're experimenting with the magic item during the walk.
We're all getting some fresh drinks.
What else do you guys do?
I think we should probably discuss a little bit of a plan of what we're going to do when we come up.
Yeah, considering I don't know about you. Sorry, I can't help it.
I feel like I'm gonna want my spells back.
Yeah, but I don't think we can wait till tomorrow to
Yeah, I
go
don't
save
think we're going to
them.
wait till tomorrow.
Because I'm down a spell too.
Me too.
I think I'm down both spells because I cast True Strike, and then
That's a cantrip.
Cantrip.
a cantrip. Never
Mhm.
mind. Okay.
So you have one spell
So one
left.
spell.
I believe you have one.
I have one spell.
I have
left.
one.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So I think that we should try to draw them out into the open.
So that we can geyser them.
Also, this magical item, if we blow into it, they'll hear horns in their head.
You will hear horns in your head. Allies.
Oh,
Yeah, so we'll hear that.
okay.
So we can give like the signal.
Will Aslan come?
I mean, don't be silly. We didn't walk through any wardrobes or anything yet. All right, so I think that's a good idea to try to get them out into the open. It's probably a good stopping point. So we
Yeah.
could do like our little wrap for this one, so that because I don't, obviously if we get into this fight, it's not gonna.
Well, if you wanted to plan ahead of time, now's a good time. That way we can do the whatever encounter you plan on doing. But planning a little bit isn't going to hurt unless you have other things you need to.
Yeah, I think that I'm fine with bringing them out into the open, trying to get them close so that if we're going to use this as a weapon, or try to use it as a weapon, it would be a good idea. How are we going to? So if we are giving the potion, right, to get the family back, how
Do
are
we wanna
going
give
Do we
him
know
this
what the
po-
potion is?
He said that he was told to put the potion on
Can
the
I use-
bones.
I think it's going to be some kind of resurrect thing if they were putting it on, or some zombie.
Can I like?
Yeah, you hold this vial and it's covered in like iron rod. The glass is thick. They did not want this breaking. It seems expensive. As you open it up, it has an earthy smell to it. Go ahead and give me a religion check. And give me an arcana check. This is out of your wheelhouse naturally, unless
I got
you have either
a
of those.
22.
I have a 19.
Wow. Okay. The two things both of you immediately determine upon interacting with this thing. That earthy smell and the black, gritty appearance of this liquid is because it has a whole bunch of crushed black opals in it, which is very key to a very specific type of magic with necromancy and the raising of the dead.
There we go.
Not resurrection and the nice ones. It's about making undead of some kind.
Yep, zombie powers.
AKA, we've got Voldemort because this was
Yeah.
found in a cave and now they're trying to bring back. Oh, sorry. Oh.
You notice as you are handling this thing and delving into the nature of it, it looks like it was meant to be splashed and applied to a various area, meant to bring to life various undead. And just given the smell of it, it would not be loyal to any particular person. This is meant to just, it's a weapon of destruction meant to cause chaos in an area.
Zombie maker.
Zombie maker.
Zombie
Yeah.
maker. Okay. So I personally don't think we should give them the vial. I think that we should try and save the family and not give them the vial. Maybe just kill them all. I'm not sure.
I have a small idea. So, are either of you like expert swimmers or anything?
I mean, I can talk to water creatures, so chances are if I'm drowning, I could ask for help. I'm a pretty small goblin. Fishes could help me.
Swimming is generally strength
you a gnome?
athletics, just so you guys are
Or no.
aware.
What did I say?
Goblin.
You're
Oh,
a gnome.
No, I'm a gnome.
Yeah. So I think maybe my plan would be to have maybe Gully go up to give them the potion, and then as Gully goes up to switch the potion with them, and she goes to hand it to them as they're releasing the other people, we have Gully try to hold on to them or get them out of the way, and we fire the geyser at them.
I don't know that swimming at that point would help because the geyser I don't think is going to release any small creatures, and I don't have a lot of strength.
Okay.
So therefore, it would be Pippin. I think has the highest strength out of us.
Do I?
Maybe we could ride
That's
Brotha.
weird for me.
Although Kevin could fly and come rescue me.
What if
maybe.
we offered
Can he
to
lift me? Can Kevin pull my weight?
What if we offer to like trade them Bratva for Bratva's family and don't even say that we have the vial? Say the vial was destroyed by the creature in the cave.
No, I think then they'll just kill and turn everybody to stone.
Unless the family's already stoned.
I think we have to try a trick. We have to try to trick them by somehow pretending to give them the potion, and then
What about if this is a long shot, but what about if we agree that we're going to make a trade for the vial, and at the last minute, I can do a minor illusion to make this twig look just like the vial, and we have to just do a sleight of hand, and then have Kevin fly away with the real vial.
You know that the minor illusion doesn't change how it feels, but I imagine you guys carry beers or whatnot, and you can make something else feel that way. It wouldn't be a twig; it would be like a beer container that
yeah.
the priest of
Don't we
beer
have
would
another
have.
vial on us?
I would imagine so.
We could just fill a vial and then cast an illusion. Well, first of all, we literally make things look like different things.
Yeah,
and
so you could
we
make
could
another
make it
potion.
look like it.
Hand it to them, and then as they release the family, blow the geyser and
Take them out.
take them out.
You do know that the liquid is the magical aspect, not the container itself.
Right, but wouldn't we just, if we made a vial and then just had to make the liquid in that vial look like this one?
Yeah, you could do that.
And then
Yes.
if we blast them with the geyser, the vial should break and then be washed away with the water, right?
I mean, it's worth a shot.
That's a great plan too.
I concur.
Great.
All right. So we have our plan done. We'll pick up on the adventure next week.
So that means that most likely in 2 weeks then we'll do the
Follow
Q&A.
up. Yes.
In the meantime, though, if anyone does have questions, feel free to hit up our esteemed dungeon master over here. He is Dungeon Havoc on everything.
You might want to also, since some people were asking, like someone asked something specifically on there, you could always, make a more detailed answer.
Yeah, you know
of
who
what
you
you're
can
trying to
ask?
do.
Gary Gygax, because he's dead.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Won't be answering questions
So,
about D&D.
yes. I'll look at the specific questions and I will try to respond on what would be the best way. I am not good with tech, but yes, I will try to answer everything. Reach out to me on any of the various sources and I can respond to you much easier. But yeah, until then, next week, and hope to see you there.
I'm going to do the intro
Thanks,
again
everyone.
as an outro.
Dun, 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 dun.
Everyone, check us out on all social medias. You can check us out at Dungeon Havoc or at Bite Size Social. So check us out, and we will see you guys.
Yeah, thank you.